I'm Yana Kay. On this week's edition of A Place in the Sun, I'm in Longboat Key, Florida. Now, the town was incorporated in 1955, and development started out slow, but it began to boom in the 1960s and 70s. Today, there are about 6,000 people who live here, and that number may get even bigger once you see some of the fabulous spots where you can buy your vacation home.
Gotta get out of the city. Gotta have some fun. I know a place real pretty, a place in the sun, a place in the sun.
Off the Gulf Coast of Florida, about 50 miles from Tampa Bay, may very well lay Florida's best-kept secret, sunny Sarasota. And as much as it's known for its sun and relaxation, Sarasota is also known, surprisingly, as the cultural center of Florida.
Well, Sarasota is known for a number of festivals throughout the year. For example, right now we are in the middle of the Sarasota Film Festival, which is a festival that's grown over the last 4 years and runs over 8 days now, with a number of celebrities and stars coming in for it. In April, we also have the Florida Wine Fest and Auction, which is the 4th largest of its kind in the country. We have a jazz festival. We have a number of art festivals because of Ringling bringing art to the community and us having so many art schools. We have a number of art shows and festivals throughout the year, so there's always something to do for everybody.
John Ringling, yes, the man that started the Ringling Circus, purchased a group of islands off Sarasota in 1920. St. Armand's Circle, located on Lido's Key, was one of them, and since that day, St. Armand has been known as a world-class destination, famous for its shopping and dining. Surrounding Sarasota are numerous barrier island communities, each with their own stretches of beach and their own distinct history. Longboat Key, the largest and northernmost of the barrier islands, is renowned for its upscale residences and the golf courses that are mainly situated on the Longboat Key Club grounds. The island is separated into different communities, each offering its own style of residences and options for membership to the Longboat Key Club. Today on A Place in the Sun, we'll tour the Longboat Key Club, where the director of the golf course gives us tips on how to travel with our clubs. We visit a deluxe condo residence overlooking the beach. And on the other side of the island, we take a look at a luxury home situated right on the golf course, perfect for a morning tee-off.
The resort at Longboat Key Club is a private country club and beachfront resort. Right now, Michelle Young joins us again. And Michelle, tell me about the history of the resort.
Well, the country club itself was built in 1960, and then in 1982 we built the actual resort to be part of this island community.
And how many units?
We have 232 condominium-style units.
How was the Longboat Key Club laid out?
We have 1,000 acres. We have 400 here at Islandside, which is the area of the club closest to the Gulf of Mexico, and that is where the actual resort is located as well. There we have 18 holes of golf, as well as 18 tennis courts, 3 of our restaurants. Then about 3 miles down the island, or actually north on the island, we have 600 more acres, 27 holes of golf, 20 more tennis courts, and facilities that go with them.
What kinds of things can you do in Longboat Key?
We have a variety of membership types that range from social membership, which allows access into our 4 restaurants, which we're very well known for, but are private, all the way up through tennis and golf membership, which allows you full access to all of the amenities here at the resort. For all of our members, social all the way through golf, which is our full membership, we have a number of activities and events that we have throughout the year. We have events strictly for the golfers, for the tennis players, but we also have things such as a Valentine's dance, the New Year's Eve party. We have them into dinner and then take them as a group into the Van Wezel or the Oslo, which are some of the theaters located in Sarasota for a performance. We have something going on all year, so even if they're seasonal residents, there's things for them to do here.
What kind of lifestyle do you portray here?
Well, Longboat Key, being a barrier island, even though it's so close to Sarasota, does offer that island resort atmosphere. And when I say resort, I'm not just speaking of the resort at Longboat Key Club, but the resort lifestyle. It is casual, it is on the beach, it is full of recreation, and of course sun.
I think my favorite part of being on Longboat Key is that we're always on vacation. We have gorgeous weather and beautiful sunsets, and we also have family here, which makes it especially nice for us.
We start our tour by visiting a deluxe condo hotel on the west side of Longboat, a spot coveted by many as facing west means overlooking the beach. And I'm with St. Casciati, and she's a local real estate broker. Now, this is one of the main suites, the biggest suites that we're in right now.
Yes, this is the deluxe suite, and it's 1,700 square feet.
And how many bedrooms?
2 bedrooms, and there's also a sleeper sofa in the living room area.
And it looks very spacious.
Yes, it is. It's the largest one, and it's very spacious.
What other kinds of rooms do you have?
There are a smaller 2-bedroom that's about 1,250 square feet, and the same, it has a sleeper sofa in the living area as well. And then we have a club suite, which is about 650 square feet. That's like an efficiency, and it's self-contained. It has a washer and dryer, a small refrigerator and stove, microwave.
It seems do all of the rooms come with their own kitchens?
Yes, everything is included. There is one floor plan, it's called a B floor plan. It's 1,250 square feet. It's called a lockout, so that you can rent it 3 different ways, as a 1-bedroom, as a 2-bedroom, or as a guest room. And the guest room side of that can be rented, and it's just like a hotel room.
What kind of price ranges can you expect?
Well, the golf course building overlooking the golf course, your club suites start in the $215 range. And then the deluxe units like this on the beach go up to about the $500,000 range. Now, when you get into your beachfront club suites, you're looking at $315. And if you can find a deluxe, because we have very few left, they're probably the highest price one is $775.
When the owners aren't here, what happens to the property?
If you place it back into the management program, then they rent it. It's done on a computerized basis, so every unit gets rented on an equal basis. Unless someone asks for specifically for beachfront or golf course view, then it's done on a rotation basis, so every unit gets an equal chance.
What if the owner wants to leave some personal items inside the room?
Oh, that's a good question. There's a locked owner's closet, and a lot of the owners just fly with nothing and come here. Their luggage and everything is already here. The real estate is going up so quickly and so fast that if it gives you a start, because most people who come here can stay 28 days a year, but can't stay any longer. But once they're starting to go into retirement and everything, they have a leg up, and they'll be able to sell this and still have that appreciation that went along with beachfront property and buy something else, which happens a lot. We still have owners that were original owners that bought all properties all over the island, but they still keep this for their kids when they come to stay. So it's a nice starter.
If you can't take your pets with you, why not consider hiring somebody to look after them? And we'll join Gary Geiger at the first hole on Longboat Key's Blue Course for some expert instruction.
Most of us depend on a trusted friend or neighbor to look after your place when you're not around. But those aren't the only options. Now there are companies who specialize in giving you peace of mind.
What if you can't take your little friends with you on your next trip? You could take your pets to a kennel, have a friend stop by to check on them, or you can enlist the help of people like
Winston, I
Beryl.
always want to call you Winston, I don't know why. Come on, this way.
I just love animals. All my life I've had animals around me, and my girls all have them, right from tortoises right up to ponies of their own.
Beryl works for a company called House Sitters. And a house sitter will either stay the night, or you can book them to look after your four-legged friends at a time when you'd normally be home.
I just love them and cuddle them and try and make them feel as home, you know, because I think animals are always happier in their own home. They're much happier in their own surroundings if they've got somebody that loves them and can give them all the comforts that mummy, you know, good substitute, you know.
So what does a house sitter need before a pet owner flies away to their vacation home?
Main thing really is for the owners to leave you a complete written statement of all what their animals, you know, require. You've got something to work on then. You know that you're not missing out on anything at all.
And if your little friend has health problems, companies like the house sitters are well equipped to deal with any obstacles that might occur.
Usually house sitters ask the client, does your cat or dog require any medications? Or that's what they should say to them when they ring up to make the inquiries and do the booking. Then they usually call me, and I have traveled 25 kilometers at a time to give a cat insulin twice a day because they didn't have anybody else at the time on their books that could do the insulin shots.
But just when you thought you could ask your neighbor to check in on the cat, Beryl explains why that may not be such a great idea.
Well, for one thing, we're insured and bonded. So that means, you know, I mean, they have full confidence in the job that we're doing. And sometimes the relative may not be around at this time. The cat's used to being fed, whereas we are given the times and we go in at that time and the cat is kept to its normal routine.
Because of Beryl's genuine love of animals and her commitment to their happiness, the pets under her watch are happy to stay at home while their owners go out and play.
Main thing is love and comfort. The cats lie on my lap, they lie on the bed with me. I treat them just as if they were my own cat. And I talk to them the whole time, dogs as well. In fact, I'm known as Dr. Doolittle.
When you own a vacation home, you'll probably be doing a lot of traveling with your golf clubs. So knowing how to protect them while on the road will do wonders for your scorecard. I'm here with Gary Geiger, and he's the director of golf. And Gary, tell me, how do you travel with golf clubs?
Well, there are a couple of ways to travel. Certainly the travel bag we have here is protecting the clubs with some nice padding. The first thing I'd suggest is that you check with the airlines, because some airlines do not guarantee refunds on any damages in soft covered bags, so a lot of them go to the hard cases. A couple of tips that I do when I'm traveling to tournaments and using the airlines is, if your bag is big enough to allow you to turn the clubs upside down and put them down in the bag where just the grips are staying on the woods, it protects the woods from being broken. If you cannot, I put a couple of towels wrapped around here and then some pillows on top of that, so when they get slung around, you know, they're not damaged.
Okay. And Gary's not the only one with a few tricks up his sleeve. We talked with Emmett Dillon from Golf Evolution in Toronto, Ontario, also an avid golfer. Emmett suggests using iron covers as the first step in protecting your clubs, but he believes you can never use too many towels.
This is the set. Once I put the iron covers on, and I'll do this real quickly with you, I'll just take one to show. This slips over, as I mentioned, onto each and every one in the bag. Once that's all done, you're going to notice one towel. You are going to notice two towels. That's what I have. And I've got a schmutta for cleaning my clubs. I duct taped it. Then I put my head cover on and I snap it down. I duct tape it again. Then I put it into the hard case. If you live in a cold province, if you have graphite product, keep it in a warm place. Don't store it in the garage, because graphite's more vulnerable to the temperatures we have. Steel, not as big a problem, but with graphite, because it's more fragile, in theory, it's more fragile. If you take a graphite club out of the trunk in cold weather and hit it, you could have repercussions, i.e. breakage. Just make sure it's dry, cleaned and dried before you put them away. That way you don't have any problem with condensation and or dirt. The majority of my customers that come in to see me have a set, usually down south, and they have a set here, so that they don't have to go through that exercise of having to travel with the extra bag. Majority of my customers come in, and when they buy a second set, they try to get it as close to the set that they have here as possible, so that they're familiar with the product that they're using when they're down there. On the other side of the coin, a lot of them just look for an inexpensive set down there because they're not playing there as much as they do up here.
But if buying a second set of clubs doesn't fit in your budget, then the best thing you can do is protect the clubs that you do have.
I have thousands of dollars invested in my product, and once it leaves your side, it's up to the airlines to take care of it. There's no control. Just make sure it's well protected before you part with it.
Florida's west coast and 18 holes of golf make this backyard the focal point of a breathtaking home in Longboat Key.
This community was built in the early 1990s, and it's made up of about 100 homes. But the layout is designed so that every homeowner has complete and total privacy. I'm with Gail Wittig, a local real estate broker, and she's going to show us through the home. Oh, Gail, what a lovely courtyard. Is this a popular plan?
Oh, it's very popular. We often get people requesting a courtyard home. Features of a courtyard home is obviously the courtyard is very, very private. If you wanted to have breakfast here at the table, be a great place to have coffee, or you have a view on the other side of the home on the golf course.
Of course, the jacuzzi.
Yeah, that's a great private area for a jacuzzi.
And it also has a guest room as well.
Right, this attached guest house is totally separate, so if you have company coming, it's a great place to put your grown kids perhaps, or people that would have more privacy than being inside the house with a separate entrance.
Okay, and tell me about the location of this house.
Okay, we're in Corey's Landing, which is a community within the Longboat Key Club Harborside. We're behind the gates, and this community was built in the early 90s, and it fronts on the golf course, and some of the community fronts on the bay.
What hole are we on right now?
We're, this home faces the 7th green of the blue course.
Why don't we go take a look inside?
Great.
Okay. Gail, I'll take it. Where do I sign?
Oh, here's the contract.
Located on the east side of Longboat Key, this deceptively large house actually spans 4,200 square feet and sits on the 7th green of Longboat's blue golf course. Now, is this the main level of the home?
Yes, actually the house has 2 levels, but almost everything is on the first level. The only room upstairs is the loft, and in this case they use it as his office.
The loft has its own private deck, which leads out to a fantastic view of the golf course and the sparkling Gulf of Mexico. Having a golf course as your backyard means you're only steps away from home when the round is over. And convincing the others of the birdie you almost made might work if you distract them with dinner first. The kitchen is designed for entertaining in mind. There's no shortage of counter space, and there's plenty of room for 2 cooks to run around in. With Korean countertops, a double oven, built-in microwave, and an island grill, its listing as a gourmet kitchen is no exaggeration. The master suite looks right out onto the patio and golf course. With a cup of coffee in hand, watching the sunrise might be the perfect start to the day. And a master bedroom wouldn't be complete without a luxurious ensuite bathroom. With marble floors and a separate jacuzzi, you have no excuse not to soak those sore muscles after a round of golf. Now, what is this house selling for?
It's being offered for $1,195,000.
And what are the price ranges?
The price ranges in the harbor side of the Longboat Key Club range anywhere from the upper 300 range to $2.5 to $3 million.
And of course, you can upgrade as well.
Absolutely. A lot of people start with something smaller and then they decide they love the area and then they will sell that and buy something larger, more permanent.
Now tell me about the Longboat Key Club.
It's a private country club, and around the country club there's a variety of housing developments. We have condominiums, we have villas, we have single-family homes, and typically they would front on the golf course or on the bay. And the Longboat Key Club is located both on the Gulf side of the island and the bay side of the island.
How is the Longboat Key Club laid out?
Actually, it's in two sections. There's one section on the Gulf side which has 18 holes of golf, and then there are condominiums and homes around the golf course and located on the beach. And then on the bay side of the property, which they call the harbor side, there's 27 holes of golf and then a variety of condominiums, villas, and single-family homes around the golf course.
What are the maintenance fees for Corey's Landing?
You would pay a monthly fee of about $675 per month, and that takes care of the exterior of the home, the landscaping, and so forth. Also includes membership to a private beach club, which is located on the Gulf side of the property, and it's a gated area where you have access to that. And it's also a gated, guarded community, so your maintenance fees would cover paying for the guards.
And of course, security here is extremely tight.
Well, it is, but probably not necessary. Crime is very low in our area, practically non-existent.
Sailing, swimming, golfing, tennis, theater, or ballet? Decisions. It's tough to make one, isn't it? Especially in a place like Longboat Key, Florida. But if this is the right place for your vacation home, then you'll have plenty of time to do whatever you want. I'm Yana Kay. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time when you'll have another chance to find your place in the sun.